Hello, FPV pilots. Today we're tackling the classic debate, analog or digital. You see stunning digital footage online, but many top racers and freestyle pilots still swear by analog. It's not just about video quality, latency, cost, and the feel of flying all matter. So, is one system better? The answer: it depends on your needs, budget, and flying style. Think of it like choosing between a manual and automatic car. Each has its strengths. Today, we're giving analog the spotlight it deserves. Digital tech is advancing fast, but analog isn't obsolete. In some scenarios, analog is still king. Understanding why will help you make smarter choices and get more out of every flight. We'll break down how analog works, its pros and cons, and why it's still a favorite for many. By the end, you'll know exactly why analog remains relevant. Let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a flight controller, and why is it so important for your drone? It's often called the brain of your drone because it connects all the essential parts: motors, receiver, VTX, and more, allowing them to work together in harmony. The flight controller processes your stick commands and sensor data, constantly making adjustments to keep your quad stable, agile, and responsive in the air. Without a flight controller, your drone is just a collection of parts that can't fly, no matter how good your motors or frame are. But what exactly makes a flight controller analog as opposed to digital or hybrid options? While all flight controllers are technically digital computers, an analog FC is specifically designed to work seamlessly with analog video gear, like analog cameras and video transmitters. These analog FCs include special features for analog VTX and on-screen displays, OSD, letting you overlay flight data, like battery voltage and flight time, directly onto your live video feed. The main job of any FC is stabilization, using a gyro sensor to measure every movement and instantly adjust motor speeds, keeping your drone balanced and under control. Analog-focused FCs have dedicated pads for camera and VTX connections, plus a built-in OSD chip for those classic video overlays that analog pilots love. They're simple, affordable, and optimized for analog builds, making them a favorite for beginners and seasoned pilots alike. While some analog FCs can technically work with digital systems, they truly shine and perform best in pure analog setups. Analog FCs are the foundation of the classic FPV experience, trusted by racers and freestyle pilots for years. Next, let's see how the analog video system ties in and why it's still so popular among FPV enthusiasts. Here's how analog video works. The FPV camera sends a composite video signal to the flight controller. The OSD chip overlays flight info, like voltage and flight time, directly onto the video. This happens instantly, with no noticeable delay. The video then goes to the VTX, which broadcasts it to your goggles. Your goggles pick up the signal and display a live, real-time view. The analog chain, camera, FC, VTX, goggles, is direct and raw. No digital encoding or compression means ultra-low latency. That's why racers and freestyle pilots love analog. It's fast and responsive. The simplicity and immediacy are hard to beat. For many, that real-time connection is everything. Analog FCs aren't stuck in the past. Today's boards have fast processors, clean gyros, and robust power systems. For micro drones, all-in-one boards like the BETAFPV Matrix 1S combine FC, ESCs, and VTX for easy, lightweight builds. For freestyle, stacks like the T-Motor Pacer Alpha G4 offer power and clean layouts, with dedicated regulators for clear video. High-end options like the Brain FPV Radix 2H7 bring premium features, including advanced graphical OSDs. These modern analog FCs are reliable, versatile, and keep analog flying at the cutting edge. Whether you're building a tiny whoop or a pro-level freestyle rig, there's an analog FC for you. Analog tech keeps evolving. You get simplicity, performance, and value. Analog isn't just old school. It's still a top choice. Let's see how to wire it up. Wiring an analog FPV system is straightforward, and with a little patience, anyone can learn to do it. Once you know the basics, it all comes together. The flight controller, or FC, is your central hub. This is where you'll connect the camera, video transmitter, VTX, and receiver to their clearly labeled pads. The camera needs 3 main connections: power, ground, and video signal, all routed to the FC. Take your time to double-check each wire before soldering. The VTX also connects to power and ground, and it receives the video out signal from the FC, which carries your live feed. The signal path is simple: camera to FC for OSD, then to the VTX, and finally to your FPV goggles, letting you see exactly what your drone sees in real time. Modern flight controllers make this process much easier, thanks to their clear, easy-to-read labels and organized pad layouts. Smart audio and tramp protocols take things a step further, letting you change VTX settings like channel and power right from your goggles or radio. No more fiddling with tiny buttons or dip switches. Just solder the smart audio or tramp wire to a UART TX pad, set it up in Betaflight, and you're ready to control your VTX with ease. Now you can change channels and power on the fly, even while you're out at the field, making adjustments in seconds. This makes group flying and troubleshooting with friends a breeze, since you can quickly avoid interference and keep everyone in the air. Mastering analog wiring gives you the freedom to build, repair, and upgrade your own drones, saving time and money in the long run. It's a skill every pilot should have, opening up a world of creativity and self-reliance in the FPV hobby. Why stick with analog in a digital world? First, cost analog gear is much cheaper, making FPV accessible to more people. Analog components are tiny and light, perfect for micro drones and tight builds. The low weight means better performance and more durable frames. Latency is another big win. Analog video is nearly instant, crucial for racing and technical freestyle. Digital adds a bit of delay, which can matter at the limit. Analog video degrades gradually. Static and lines warn you before total loss. Digital can freeze or go black suddenly, which is risky in tough environments. Analog's warning system gives you time to react. For beginners and pros alike, analog's forgiving nature is a huge plus. It's affordable, reliable, and tough. That's why analog still has a loyal following. Sometimes old school is just smarter. Digital FPV has changed the game with stunning video quality, offering a level of clarity and sharpness that was once unimaginable for drone pilots. The visuals are so crisp that it almost feels like you're flying inside a video game, with every detail popping out in real time. DJI, Walksnail, and HD0 are the big names here, each delivering crisp images, vibrant colors, and an immersive flying experience that pulls you right into the action. With digital, you see more detail than ever before, which not only makes flying safer by revealing obstacles sooner, but also lets you capture truly cinematic footage that stands out. DJI is famous for its top-tier image quality and strong, reliable signal. Walksnail is all about compact, lightweight gear that's easy to mount. HD0, meanwhile, focuses on ultra-low latency, making it a favorite for serious racers who need split-second response. But all these digital perks come at a price, literally. The cost of entry is much higher than analog, and it's something every pilot has to consider. A full digital setup costs significantly more than analog, and digital VTX modules are not only bigger, but they also tend to run hotter, which can affect your build and flight time. Plus, you're often locked into a single ecosystem, like DJI goggles only working with DJI VTXs, so mixing and matching brands isn't always possible. Another thing to keep in mind, digital video can freeze or break up suddenly when the signal drops, unlike analog's gradual static, which gives you a warning before total loss. For open spaces and clear skies, digital is absolutely amazing, giving you breathtaking views and smooth footage. But in dense, risky spots, like forests or urban environments, a sudden freeze can mean disaster, leaving you with no time to react. So, choosing between analog and digital isn't just about image quality, it's about how each system handles tough conditions, interference, and the unexpected. Know the trade-offs before you decide, and think about what matters most for your style of flying and your budget. The right choice really depends on where and how you fly, so weigh your options carefully to get the best experience possible. Here's a story that shows why I always keep an analog quad. I was flying digital in a massive, abandoned building. Amazing spot, but a signal nightmare. Pushed too far, my digital feed froze solid behind thick concrete. My quad was lost. GPS failsafe, useless indoors. Then I grabbed my analog beater quad. Flying inside, the video was full of static and lines, but I could still see enough to fly. Carefully, I retraced my path through the noise. The analog feed never fully cut out, even when it was ugly. Deep inside, I spotted my lost digital quad and landed nearby. Analog's ability to see through interference saved the day. Sometimes a cheap analog setup is the only thing that works. That experience proved analog's value in the real world. It's not just nostalgia, it's practical. So, what's the verdict? You don't have to pick just one. The best setup is a small fleet. One digital quad for cinematic flights, one analog for risky spots. Use digital for open spaces and beautiful footage. Treat it with care. Use analog for practice, racing, and flying in tough environments. Crash without fear. Analog is cheap to repair and handles interference gracefully. Digital gives you stunning visuals when conditions are right. Build both with quality parts and solid wiring. Secure your components and use strain relief for durability. For analog, focus on a tough frame and reliable VTX. For digital, ensure good cooling. Having both makes you a more versatile, confident pilot. You'll always have the right tool for any adventure. Happy flying!